Welcome, race fans, once again here to Virtual Racing Network as we are live here for the RACECORE iRacing Drivers World Racing Series. We have another great race here for you tonight. 17 drivers have made their way here to New Smyrna for tonight's race. 180 laps under the lights of this 0.48 mile track. Not even a half mile. It is going to be a blast here tonight. Don't fool yourself. 180 laps will go by very, very quickly. That is only actually less than 87 miles around this track, so it will go by very quickly. But before we get into the little bit of racing information and, of course, qualifying coming up here in the next 9 minutes, we are going to go ahead and go over tonight's sponsors. As you already know, the presenting sponsor here for tonight's race, that is iRacing Drivers World. They are the presenting sponsor for this series. Make sure you head on over to that Facebook page and give them a join. If you want to talk about anything iRacing, share your photos, videos, comments, questions, whatever it may be, head on over to iRacing Drivers World to do that. And two general sponsors here for this series, of course, are Leo's Coney Island out of Rochester Hills, and of course, Global Building Contractors. On the broadcast side of things, we have a few partners that have come on board here for 2018, and as always, starting with Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. If you are a gentleman and you have a beard, you need to take care of it. There is no better way to do so than with some Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm, all natural and organic products. SimSpeedShop.com, your one-stop shop for button boxes and e-brakes. Make sure you head on over there to pick up one or both of those items today. Northwest Racing Series, your official Wendigo sponsor here for tonight's race. We also cover their series on Monday night and Wednesday night at 10:30 Central Time, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Ohio IndyCar League, if you're looking to get into some IndyCar racing on iRacing, there is no better place to do it than Ohio IndyCar League. Get all the latest information at facebook.com/Ohio IndyCar League. iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, your sim race broadcast graphic source. We are in the process of redoing our graphics here, so definitely stay tuned for that. And, of course, Randy's Wraps. We will not have a pre-race interview here tonight, but your post-race show is presented by Randy's Wraps. If you're looking to get a really nice paint job done, head on over to Facebook and just look up Randy's Wraps. That being said, again, we have about 7.5 minutes to go here. And I'm not sure where New Smyrna is technically located here. We'll go ahead and pull up our pre-race analyst here. It just says New Smyrna, USA. So I'm not sure exactly where this track is located. For that matter, I assume it is a real track. There are a few on here that do no longer exist in real life. But again, air and track temp both 87 degrees here tonight. 3 miles per hour wind, 2 mile per hour wind out of the north, partly cloudy. We'll get a tire window, fuel window. We'll see if we can't get that a little bit later. We don't have it at the moment. Again, 180 laps, 87 miles pit road, 35 miles per hour. It is going to be a short night. Again, don't let that amount of laps fool you. It is going to be a very, very short night in the grand scheme of things, because they will be running roughly 17 seconds a lap. So we'll roughly be running 3 laps a minute, just over 3 laps a minute. So based on that time, 15 seconds, so actually 4. My math is horrible today, but roughly 4 laps a minute. So we'll keep track of that during the race. We'll keep track of the air temp and track temp throughout tonight's race as well. But we'll be right back here in just a few moments with the countdown to qualifying here after a quick little commercial here from RACECORE. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that's just a little quick commercial there from RACECORE of an upcoming event, or events they have coming up anyway. But we do have about 4.5 minutes left here. We want to throw this out there. We have new features that we have to announce every once in a while. This is one of them here tonight. So if you want to, again, we do not force anybody to do anything. It is of your own free will. We still have in chat, of course, you will see the old-fashioned way. If you want to donate, and that goes directly to us immediately, you can do so with the link. However, we have added 2 new features here to the chat for all chat people to take advantage of if they want. If you look down below where you type, there is a super chat now. You can do a super chat, or you can do a $4.99 a month to be an official sponsor of the channel and have a membership. That is an option now. Again, nothing is mandatory, but we have added those 2 items out of request from some people, so definitely if you feel free to, you can, but don't feel like you have to. We're glad everyone is here regardless of whether you donate or anything like that. We should have a very, very good race here tonight. Again, 3.5 minutes left to go. We're going to go ahead and put the countdown to qualifying up on your screen. As again, you can see just over 3 minutes. Right now, it is Spencer Tart that has the fastest time here in practice with a 17:159. The only 17.1 time here tonight with a .063 gap over Jamir Muhammad, sitting in second place right now. So this could get very interesting. We're going to pull those down real quick. Those are your top 10 drivers here in practice. Again, right now it's Spencer Tart, Jamir Muhammad, Mikey Neal sitting in third, Brian Jones, Cody Levitt, Scotty Zerk, Roger Muth, Cole Day, John Van Rellis, and Charles Hoffman. Again, those are your top 10 times. That is strictly based off of time here in practice. We'll see how they stack up in qualifying. Again, things could change. It is a fixed setup, so anything is possible here tonight. As always, for anyone that is just tuning in, of course, I am Charles here, bringing this race live to you here tonight. Jeff Stabnow does have the night off, so he will not be here tonight. We are going solo. It is a short track, so we should be able to cover most of the action here ourselves. That being said, with 2 minutes left on the clock, we are going to go ahead and step away here for the last time tonight. When we come back, it will officially be qualifying, as we are going to go to the national anthem here in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that. Again, following the national anthem will be your official qualifying session here for tonight's race.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, we are back, and it looks like Dan Butler is going to pull out on the track, so we'll go ahead and pull your driver bar up for him, see what kind of time he is going to put in. But again, nobody officially has put in times just yet, as they will be here very shortly. Qualifying has just begun, so it's definitely going to be a fantastic race here tonight. This is the RACECORE iRacing Drivers World Racing Series. Definitely a blast to watch here. A little short track, not even half a mile, so qualifying should not take very long here, as times are already going to be coming in. This next time by, Dan Butler going to put in his first time, and it's going to be a 17.595. He will run right now at the top. Is John Van Rels going to take the top again with a 17.336. Let's go ahead and put up your top 20 qualifying times on the screen right now. Jim Locking sitting in third with a 17.616. Justin Starr with a 17.660. In fifth place is Cody Levitt's going to take it to the top in that 38 machine with a 17.253. We only saw one 17.1 time earlier. Will that time come back to the top? Mikey Neal out on the track in the number 8. He gets through turn 4. He puts in a time of 17.145 to take it to the top. Keep in mind, he was not the 17.1 we saw earlier, but here he is putting it at the top of the charts here. Now in qualifying, Trevor Graffam going to take it to 6th place. Now 7th, as Roger Muth in the 39 machine is going to take it to 6th with a 17.445. Trevor Graffam with a 17.554. Scotty Zerk out on the track right now. Currently no time in. Tony Rice is also on the track. 8th place right now with a 17.592. Jim Locking has been bumped down to 9th, as it looks like Scotty Zerk's going to pit his first time of a 17.677. Jameer Muhammad's fixing to come out, but Charles Hoffman is out on the track right now, so we'll follow him until he puts in a time. Again, 12 times have put in. Justin Spears sitting in 12th right now with the 17.864. We're keeping a close eye on those. Scotty Zerk to 7th place with a 17.494. As looks like Hoffman should put in his first time right about there, crossing the line. It's going to be a 17.480 to put himself in 17th place. And it looks like the 14 of Jameer Muhammad's going around before he can complete his first lap, so he'll have to go back out one more time. He's got plenty of time to do it here with 2 minutes running 17 second laps, so definitely has plenty of time to get out there and make something happen. Brian Jones, Cold Day, they are receiving EOLs here for tonight. If I am correct, we will pull that up. Brian Jones, Cold Day, and Christopher Morgan going to be receiving EOLs. Chris Morgan is not here, so Cold Day receiving an EOL, as well as Brian Jones. Jameer Muhammad out on the track trying to put in his first times. He gets a little wiggle coming out of turn 4, but it will be a 17.110 to just barely outdo Mikey Neal by .035, and he will shut it down with that. He is very happy with that time. Roger Muth still out on the track. He has completed all of his qualifying laps. However, he is going to just take a few extra laps around this track. So we'll go ahead and get rid of your driver bar. He's going to pull it into pit road. We now have a minute left on the clock, and that will do it basically for qualifying, unless Matthew Ellis does decide to come out onto the track. But right now, he is not choosing to do so. He's going to start at the back. Again, the 45 of Brian Jones and the 37 of Cold Day receiving EOL, so they will not be coming out to qualify while Cold Day is strapped into his car. He will not be coming out here. So we are, for all intents and purposes, done here with qualifying. So this should be a great race. Yeah, we use the word fixing around here. Usually I refer to when I'm fixing dinner, but we use it around here. We We are not afraid to show our southernness around here. But that is going to do it here. There is 5 seconds left on the clock, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of your qualifying times off the screen, as it's going to be the 14 of Jameer Muhammad and Mikey Neal on pole and outside pole to start tonight's race. No surprise there, those two dominant drivers put on a huge run. And we see Jeff in chat. Jeff, it feels weird having you in chat but not in the booth here tonight, but glad to see you're here watching. But definitely a different one having him in chat and not in the booth with us. But that being said, we are going to go ahead and get to your Walls Beard Co. starting grid here for tonight's race. On row 1, of course, is going to be the 14 of Jameer Muhammad and the 8 of Mikey Neal. On row 2 is going to be the 38 of Cody Levitt and the 87 of John Van Varelis. Row 3 is going to be the 21 of Dan Butler and the 15 of Spencer Tart. Row 4 is going to be the 39 of Roger Muth and the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Row 5 is going to be the 78 of Scotty Zerk and the 47 of Trevor Craffam. Row 6 is going to be the 64 of Tony Rice and the 91 of Jim Locking. Row 7 is going to be the 99 of Justin Starr and the 77 of Justin Spears. So row 7 going to be the battle of the Justins here tonight to start this race. Row 8 is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones and the 37 of Cole Day. Again, both of those receiving EOLs here for tonight's race. Row 9 is going to be the 6 of Matthew Ellis, as he will start ahead of them. He did not qualify, though, so the last 3 not qualifying. Only Matthew Ellis did not receive an EOL. He just opted not to qualify here for tonight's race, so he will be starting back there with those guys. We'll see how it is going to play out here for tonight's race. Again, 180 laps to go. Lights are off on the pace car. Pace car will dive in next time by, and we will start this race. Again, while it is 180 laps, don't expect to be here too long, as we're going to run about 4 laps a minute. Will we see a lot of cautions? That will be determined here shortly, as we know turn 4 can be a little tricky. Mikey Neal was telling us about it earlier, how the car wants to get loose coming out of turn 4. Will that pose a problem for these drivers here tonight, as everybody seemed to be plagued with the same area? So we'll be watching turn 4 here tonight and turn 2 coming out of these corners. All right, there it is. Green flag is in the air. We are racing, and Jameer Muhammad shot out of a cannon back here. So we're going to go back a little ways here to second, third, and fourth, as we have somebody blinking. That is Spencer Tart blinking a little bit here. And, whoa, we got a car going around. Caution number 1 out here on lap 1. And the 39 of Roger Muth goes for a violent ride. Let's go back. We got to find him if we can here. And let's go back and take a look, see what happened. What happened here to the 39 of Roger Muth? All this started in front contact between the 87 and I believe the 15. Roger Muth gets hit by Trevor Graffam, goes upside down, somehow rolls this car back over right there, and it looks like the 38 of Cody Levitt going to be involved as well. I think all of this may have started with the blink that happened from another driver, but just a totally early caution here. Did not see that coming. But again, the 87 and the 15, the 87 of John Van Varelis, I don't know if he officially made contact there with him here. So we're going to go back just a little bit here. I know we're going to go to the replay one more time and see if we can see exactly what happened. We may have to go back a little bit further to find out exactly what happened, as we are still under caution at that point. Let's go back up to John Van Varelis here. Right there, you see him get to the back bumper of the 8, and here is battling with that, but we want to see exactly what happened. Still not a good angle. I don't know if he got to him or not. I see that did cause a huge chain reaction, as we'll go back live here. But again, there is some damage to the 87, but on the side where you see he may have hit there on the right side, I don't see a whole lot of damage. So there may have not been a whole lot of contact, because that was the contact right there that caused that. But again, I don't know if he actually got to his back bumper. May have just barely tapped him at all. But we are under caution here for the first time. Right now, we are on lap number 5 of 180. The lights are off, so we're going racing this time by. Alright, yeah, the blinking is definitely not something you want to see here as a driver at all. It is definitely bad news. As we're going to zoom out here just a little bit, there you see the pace car making its dive back to pit road. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here on lap number 6 of 180. Jamir Muhammad gets a good start again. Here comes Mikey Neal trying to run him down for second place. Charles Hoffman in third. And then there's a little bit of a gap to John Van Rels, who still has that damage. But one thing about these cars, folks, that you may not know if you're not here on iRacing, is these cars can take a beating before you really have to pit with them. So you will see a lot of damaged cars out here tonight that it chose not to go in. And we're just watching all of these guys. Right now you're watching the 87 of Scotty Zerk. But right back here is really where the battle's going on, at the back of the field, between Brian Jones, Justin Starr, Justin Spear, Cody Levitt, Matthew Ellis, Roger Muth. These guys putting on a battle. Roger Muth technically not in here. He's on the pit road. But this back group here putting on a heck of a show. We don't want to leave our front guys out too much here, as Mikey Neal is running down Jamir Muhammad. He's going to take it to the inside. We've already established that inside lane doesn't have a whole lot of grip, so he's trying to finesse this car through the corners, but Mikey Neal definitely is running down the 14 of Jamir Muhammad here on lap 10 as they come to the line. We'll see, can he run him down here? That is two very fast drivers here battling. Again, for anyone that doesn't know iRacing 2, if you look at their back bumpers, you will see a blue stripe, a green stripe, different colors. That indicates what class they are. So right now you have the blue is A class, the green is B class, but don't let that fool you, as these are two different classes. But trust me, it doesn't mean anything here tonight. It just means what their ranking is here in iRacing. And here comes John Van Varel. He's got looks like well, he has Dan Butler behind him trying to make something happen. This is a battle right now for 4th position, but it looks like Dan Butler's going to get by him here in that 21 machine. Ooh, almost making contact with him, but he does keep it clear of his back fender, but not for long. He loses a lot of time in the 87 of John Van, sorry, that's not the 78 of Scotty Zerk going to get by there. John Van Varellis and the 87 is a little further ahead, but he is actually right there all by himself. Good battle going on, and caution is out. We got more chaos happening here in the back. Let's go back and take a look. As to pitting, I am not 100% sure on that. We will try to clarify that as quickly as we can. We didn't get a fuel window here. Something happening here to cause this caution once again. And we'll see. I'm not sure who or where this started. Oh, looks like the 99 just gets loose and collects several cars. Trevor Graffam getting involved in it. So many cars involved in that after the 99 of Justin Starr just gets loose. Coming out of that corner again, we had talked about that. And it will happen again right there. You see on the replay. Gets loose. Just a horrible deal there, but I definitely think tires won't be too big of an issue here. I do think fuel will come into play eventually, assuming we don't have a whole lot of cautions. So definitely going to be an interesting night here. We'll see who we have in chat with us so we can get a word in with them. We don't want to pull them away from the race here, but let's see if we can't get Brian Jones in here real quick and have a chat with him. Brian Jones, you got a copy? Oh, Brian Jones. Oh, there we go. Brian, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, real quick, as we won't be under caution for long, what is this track like? We've heard it was kind of loose, and it looks to be as we've had a few cautions.
It's not too bad, actually. I think it has a lot of grip in the corner. You just you got to expect that dip going into turn 3 and just prepare for it.
Well, real quick, as actually the lights are still on here, how's the tire wear? And if we go green, how many laps are we going to get on fuel here tonight?
Tire wears, I haven't really experienced any tire wear yet. I've just kind of been rolling around in the back, not pushing the car very hard. So it's pretty hard to tell. We haven't had too many green flag laps. As far as fuel, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure about fuel either. I expect probably about 60 laps on a tank.
All right, well, 60 laps, still a long time. We'll see if we get that far, but lights are off, so we're going to let you go, and hopefully we'll talk to you later tonight.
Thank you.
All right, again, that was the 45 of Brian Jones. As we're getting ready to get this thing started, once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Whether you are on the Facebook side of things or the YouTube side of things, definitely thanks for tuning in here tonight. And I'm with you, Jeff and Mike. I think this track looks very slick here tonight as the green flag back in the air. Once again, the 14 of Jamir Muhammad gets a huge run. And Mikey Neal did come down and pit on that stop, so he is a little further back here, so we're going to have to keep an eye on him. The second fastest in qualifying, certainly sitting in 8th place right now. It's going to be a tough battle here, I think. Not that he can't get by him, but it's just going to be tough trying to get by without being involved in a wreck, as this group right here is just ridiculously packed together here. Just crazy, and you can see the donuts on the side of these cars. Again, not just the Krispy Kreme car of John Van Varellis having donuts on it, but for anyone that's unfamiliar with racing, if you see donuts on a car like you do the 38 of Cody Levitt, as we'll zoom in on his car right there, that is tire rub from other cars. That indicates bumping and rubbing is going on as the 38 goes around with a little help from the 6, and that will bring out a caution once again. So let's go back and take a quick look. Let's watch the 38. Let's go to the blimp camera. Did he have help from the 6? We'll see here. It may be iffy here. That is Matthew Ellis. And indeed, right there, contact was made between the 6 and the 38 as the 6 of Matthew Ellis gets to the back bumper of the 38, spinning him around to bring out caution number 3, I do believe it is. Third caution here for tonight's race. 10 laps under caution, 158 laps to go. Again, our third caution coming out. I'm beginning to think fuel is not going to be a very big issue here tonight, as they're going to have plenty of opportunities to come down and take fuel and get some fresh tires. So we'll be waiting to see right now. But so far, your front 6 drivers have not come down pit road. That is Jamir Muhammad, Charles Hoffman, Scotty Zerk, John Van Varellis, Dan Butler, and Jim Locking have not come down pit road. Tony Rice has not come down pit road. Mikey Neal in 7th has come down pit road. However, he is actually ahead of Tony Rice in 7th. So those tires have allowed him to get by. Mikey Neal still with a fairly clean car. Hopefully it will stay that way. As you can see, everyone around him has beaten and banged up cars. Again, no fast repairs here for tonight in this series, so they have to keep those cars very clean, or at least as clean as they can for being a short track like this. It's definitely going to be tough, as anybody knows that has been around short track racing. Fenders will get bent and tempers are going to flare here tonight here at this short track. It's just a product of short track racing. You have to remember that coming into tonight's race. Just to update everyone real fast, Roger Muth back out on the track after that. He is now 21 laps down. Spencer Tart out of the race in 16th. He will eventually fall to 17th place. Justin Starr on pit road here for 5 minutes. Everybody else is out on the track. Trevor Graffam 2 laps down. Brian Jones 1 lap, and Matthew Ellis 1 lap down. Everybody else is on the lead lap as we go green flag racing this next time by. Again, we've had a few cautions here. I think eventually these guys will settle into their own, and we will see some green flag racing coming up here in just a few moments. So definitely don't go anywhere. I know we got a lot of people out there watching. We got Mike out there, Jeff out there. We got some Jameer Muhammad's fans out there. So definitely thanks for tuning in as we are racing once again here on lap 27 of 180. Mikey Neal's trying to fight his way back up. He's got to get by the 91 of Jim Locking and the 78 of Scotty Zerk if he wants to make it happen there. Meanwhile, Jameer Muhammad has checked out once again. We got a good battle going on here between John Van Rels and Scotty Zerk. They're side by side. It looks like the 45 is going to come out of pit road. That is, again, the 45 of Brian Jones. We're still racing, and look at this group. They're going to go too wide into the corner. Will it work? It will indeed. And it looks like the 87 of John Van Rellis will take third place from Scotty Zerk. Mikey Neal still battling on the outside, trying to make something happen here. And he has got to run from somewhere all over the back bumper of the 87. He's going to get by the 78 of Scotty Zerk. He will take that position. Oh, contact between the 78 and the 87. And Mikey Neal barely squeezing by there to take third place. Caution number 4 is out here at the track. Well, let's go back and take a look. Here is a few more cars getting involved. Let's go back and take a look here from the blimp camera. You see the 78 right there. Gets into him. Mikey Neal barely squeezing by. I would imagine Mikey Neal and an invisible hit there to the 87. That was a very, very close call for the 8 of Mikey Neal. The 87 barely being able to limp that car around as it is not turning straight. He is going to have to come down pit road. But we're going to go back up to live, and let's go here to Mikey Neal, who is coming down pit road. As soon as this pit stop is complete, we're going to have a word with Mikey Neal and see just how close that was for him. As that was a very, very close call, and see just how close he thought it was. Again, they are on pit road right now, getting some fresh tires and getting some fuel in those cars, and we'll see. It looks like John Van Rellis is done. And right there, Mikey Neal's done with his stop, so let's pull him up to the booth here and have a quick word with him. Mikey Neal, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, we just had to pull you up here and ask you real quick here while we're under caution, just how scared were you when that 87 went around, because you narrowly missed that one?
Personally, I didn't really see it. I heard it, so... you know, I was trying to make a move, and I think someone tried to make it go in 3 wide, and it just, you know, that's what happens when you lose patience. And, you know, what I did is that on the first pit stop, I just kind of took a risk, and I know we're about to be, I think we're going to be 20 laps short at the end, so we were about 20 laps in, so I went ahead and pitted, just see if I didn't have to take an extra pit stop compared to everybody else, and obviously I needed one more caution to help me out with that. I got it, but now there's one too many. So when Jameer pits, I kind of have to pit so I keep up with them. And, you know, I'm just hanging in there, and hopefully we can avoid these wrecks.
Definitely, I think that's going to be the theme here tonight, is avoid the wrecks. When you go back and watch the replay, I know your dad's watching it out there. He probably saw it. It was very close. You just about got clipped. Thank goodness he was on the throttle. If he'd have been going in reverse by any means, he would have probably got you. But what a job there to avoid it, whether you knew you did or not. That being said, here we'll let you go, as it looks like we're about ready to go racing again, and hopefully we'll talk to you later tonight.
All right, hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's put a show on here, guys.
All right, there you go. That was the 8 of Mikey Neal, sitting in third place right now after a crazy run. He's actually being scored in 6th right now after some guys did not come down pit road for that time. Charles Hoffman going to be your new leader here for the restart. Jamir Muhammad going to be sitting in third place. So a very interesting start here as we'll take a look here at that caution one more time. 4 cautions, 19 laps, 146 laps to go. As there it is, green flag back in the air. We are racing once again, and the leader gets a good jump here. The 63 of Charles Hoffman, followed by Cody Levitt, Jamir Muhammad, Jim Lockie, Scotty Zerk, and Mikey Neal in 6th place right now. And we got a battle here. Jamir Muhammad going to the inside of Cody Levitt. We'll see if he can get by him. We've seen most of our cautions being done on people trying to get by here. As Mikey Neal threading the needle between the 91 and the 78 of Jim Walking and Scotty Zerk. And he barely squeaks that one through, but he will keep going with a clean car here as he's going to jump back into 4th position. Ooh, as he barely squeaks that one by, getting just in front of the nose of the 91 of Jim Locking, but he is, I think, a little bit faster, so he will be able to get by him fairly quickly. Definitely a gutsy move there, but he needed to do it. He needed to get by on these fresher tires. Now he's got his eyes set on these two right there. Is the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Something just happened to him. He went off the track, and now he is going to lose the lead to Cody Levitt, who's going to take it. But again, I'm not sure what happened to the 63 here of Charles Hoffman. He does have quite a bit of damage, but off pace now, as he is going to lose 1st, 2nd, and now 3rd to Mikey Neal. So something definitely went wrong here with the 63 of Charles Hoffman. He has not pitted, so he may just have very old tires. He has 40 laps on those tires. They may just be failing him here tonight, but he does have damage. As we were watching the battle behind them, we're going to go back up here to this battle. Jamir Muhammad trying to run down the 38 of Cody Levitt. So is Mikey Neal. Both of these guys running down your race leader right now. Just to point it out here, Cody Levitt has 17, now 18 laps on his tires. Jamir Muhammad and Mikey Neal, 10 laps on those tires. These tires are falling off here, I think, pretty drastically, as now Mikey Neal and Jamir Muhammad are going to get by the 38 and push him back to 3rd place. And now Mikey Neal's got his eyes set on that 14 of Jamir Muhammad. So I know we talked to Brian. He didn't see a whole lot of tire wear, but he wasn't pushing it. These guys that are pushing it up front are definitely experiencing tire wear, whether they realize it or not. Looking at their times, 17.5 was their best lap, 18.0 is what they're running, so they are technically already 12 laps in. They are quite a bit off their times by 0.4 to 0.5 seconds off of their fastest time here, and it's definitely showing, as I don't think they have the grip that they once had. So we're going to watch these front guys here, but we're also going to go back here and take a look at this battle going on back here in the back, as we have a side-by-side battle between the 37 and the 6. That is Cole Day and Matthew Ellis. Right now it's going to be the 6 of Matthew Ellis that has the advantage, and he will slide up in front of the 37 of Cole Day and take that position. Moving a few spots ahead, I know we got some Dan Butler fans out there. He's currently in 6th place right now, holding off Scotty Zerk. And I know Trevor Graffam in that 47 is right there. He's actually 2 laps down the first car, any laps down, sitting in 11th place. Is he going to try to take it to the inside? Can't quite get by the 21. Here comes the 45 of Brian Jones. He is also 2 laps down. So you have the 21 of Dan Butler battling with these guys while they're having a battle of their own. Again, this is not for position between the 21 and the 47 or the 21 and the 45. However, the 45 almost gets into the 21. He may have actually touched him, but he lets off. That is a battle, however, though, between Trevor Graffam and Brian Jones. They are both 2 laps down, so it looks like Trevor Graffam is going to get the head there of the 21, so now the 45 has to get by the 21 if he wants to get up there and battle. We're going to go back to the front here for a minute as we're on lap 49 of 180. Mikey Neal still trying to run down Jamir Muhammad, just can't quite get to him. I don't think that's over yet. Mikey Neal, it isn't that he can't catch him. He is right there. I think he's just got to figure out how to get around him. That is going to be the key here, as they're 18 laps into this sense. Well, we will be seeing those leaders catch the lap cars here very soon, as we again will see it here. Let's take a wider angle here to our TV3. Actually, let's go up to blimp mode here. See, we just can't get a good shot here of these guys. So let's go here to Jamir Muhammad. Let's go on board with him thanks to our on-board camera. If we can get it to pull up, there it is. T&D Rustic Decor on-board camera. And I don't see any lap cars just yet as he is going there. We're going to get back to Mikey Neal. As you can see that battle, he gets right onto his back bumper, just not quite able to get to him. But he is right there just trying to find the best way around him. But the older these tires get, the harder it's going to be for him to pass. So he has got to keep digging if he wants to make something happen. As we'll go back here to our main camera watching this battle. We're going to go back here a little ways again, and we'll see if we can find any more battles going on. Right now, unfortunately, Roger moved 21 laps down, but that car is heavily damaged. So is the 64 in front of him of Tony Rice. A lot of damage to his, but these guys in front of them are putting on a nice little battle. You have the 78 of Scotty Zerk, the 6 of Matthew Ellis. Cole Day getting in here as well. Those guys are on the lead laps. You're watching Scotty Zerk and Matthew Ellis side by side. It's going to be the 6 of Matthew Ellis at the line, holding on to 7th place. A really good battle. We are watching that front battle as well. As we see, they have 0.433 seconds separating them. So right now, not a whole lot going on. What it's really going down to is, can the 8 of Mikey Neal find a way to get by your leader? That is what's happening up there as you're watching this battle back here. Currently for 7th position, as the 37 is trying to make something happen here, as he is right there. Cole Day will take it at the line for 7th position. Let's go check in with Cody Levitt. Those tires fell off very quickly here in this race, as well as Charles Hoffman, who's sitting in 4th place. 58 laps on those tires. His tires have definitely fallen off. You're running 18 threes to his normal 17 sevens. So he is a little bit off. I will note here, as we wanted to keep this very noteworthy here, I'm not sure if it has a factor, or if it's going to be a factor or not, but we want to point it out that right now, Charles Hoffman, 59 laps on those tires. He is running 18 threes. Cody Levitt, 35 laps, so significantly newer tires, 18-2. 28 laps for Mikey Neal, running 18 threes as well. 18 fours for Jamir Muhammad on 28 laps. So it really seems like, you know, anything beyond 20 laps or more, you're running about the same laps as Justin Starr coming back out onto the track. Actually, he's going into the track, sorry. He is going to pull it down pit road. So it really seems like no matter what your tires are, 20 laps or more, you've lost any speed in them, as they're running 18 fours, 18 threes. It just doesn't matter. 20 or more laps and your tires are pretty much lost of speed. And that seems to be the trend going on here tonight. So that's about what everybody's running. The further you get back here, you see some 18 sixes, 18 sevens back here for Tony Rice, but he does have a lot of damage as well. So we've gone caution free since that last caution. I mean, we have not had another caution, so knock on some wood for that one. We're 31 laps in here on this stint. We'll see. We're on lap 63 of 180. Mikey Neal is slowly falling off here of Jamir Muhammad, trying to run him down. So while we have a moment, let's go through your top 10 drivers here as we'll pull up your driver bar. Right now, first place does belong to the 14 of Jamir Muhammad. He's started first. He's in first. He's led 53 laps here tonight. Mike Neal started second. He's in second. Hasn't led any laps yet, but don't count him out. Cody Levitt started third. He's in third. Currently led 2 laps. So right now, 1, 2, and 3 exactly how they started. Fourth position is going to be Charles Hoffman. He started 8th. He's gained 4 positions here tonight and has actually led 8 laps here in tonight's race. Rounding out your top 5 is going to be Jim Locking. Started 12th all the way up to 5th. Hasn't led any laps yet, but a huge gain here from 12th to 5th. 6th place is going to go to the 6 of Matthew Ellis. Started 17th. Has worked his way up to 6th place. Again, he started dead last. He's worked his way up to 6th place. Dan Butler currently in 7th place, started 5th. He's lost a few spots, but fighting his way back to the front as we speak. Scotty Zerk sitting in right now 8th position, started 9th, so he's gained 1 spot, hadn't quite led any laps, and he is also working his way through the front. Got a heavy damage to that number 78 machine. And Charles Hoffman, who is now coming down pit road, so he will take some fuel here. He was running low. He is now 9th as Matthew Ellis. Something happened. He is now out of the race as we are not seeing a caution. So we're going to go back up to our leaders here as those guys don't have any reason to come in. I know Charles Hoffman was on around 60 laps, so he needed to come in and get some fuel, and he wanted some fresh tires. But Matthew Ellis all of a sudden out of the race as he was just battling up there in the top 10. So again, not sure what happened there, but he is dropping through this field as right after we talked about him, he was out of the race, so that is unfortunate. Mikey Neal, though, all over the back bumper of Jamir Muhammad. He has closed that gap once again to 0.299 seconds from 0.5 plus seconds, so he's reeling him in very quickly, and you can see those brake rotors glowing really heavily here tonight as they are all over the brakes here. We are now starting to get a really good green flag run, so we will see green flag pit stops come into play. That means we will be watching for them to see if they do have any issues on pit road. That is where you could make or break a race. We heard Mikey Neal say earlier, when Jamir comes in, Mikey will be coming in with him. He does not want to let him get away from him on those fresh tires, so he will come in with him here to come down pit road. We'll see Cody Levitt 49 laps on his tires. I would expect to see possibly Trevor Graffam come in next as one of our drivers. He has 57 laps on that stint. Heavy damage to the back of the car. Again, just behind him is the 45, trying to get him. That is Brian Jones. They are battling for position right now, so that is a battle for 9th position to secure yourself a little bit better into the top 10 as he is trying to get by, and both of them having quite a bit of damage to their cars, though, as the caution is out once again, and I'm not sure who it's for. We're going to go back here and see if we can figure it out. But I'm not sure who that caution came out for. So we are going to try to figure out where this caution came from as we're back here in the back of the field, and I don't see anybody off pace at the moment. So this is going to be a tricky one to figure out what happened. As again, I don't see, and I didn't see anybody off pace. There was something definitely going wrong here. But again, we are unable to find what brought that caution out. Everybody's coming down pit road, so we're going to go to live here. As we're going to go up to Mikey Neal, who looks like he's securing his pit stops. Right now, him and Jamir Muhammad both taking 4 tires. It looks like they've been on pit road for 14.5 seconds for Jamir Muhammad and 15.5 for Mikey Neal. So he's going to take a little bit longer. We had some drivers not come in, though. Cold day, Dan Butler, as Dan Butler is coming down at pit road now. So these guys are going to come in, but it looks like the 37 of Cold Day is going to stay out on this track as well as the 37. So this could get interesting. The 63 going to stay out as well. So a few drivers opting not to stay out, but those guys will get a wave around here in a minute. Cold Day, however, is being scored as your race leader at the moment. So he is your new leader in that 37 machine. The 45, obviously, he will get his lap back. That's what he's waiting for to get back on the lead lap. And there goes the 37 to Cold Day. He is going to put it into pit road, as that will give the lead back to Jamir Muhammad. Again, the 63 currently 3 laps down of Charles Hoffman, so he'll get one of his laps back as they will be waved around, and the 45 of Brian Jones will get his lap back. So right now the leader is the 14 of Jamir Muhammad, followed by the 38 of Cody Levitt and the 8 of Mikey Neal. Nightbot is just a automatic response engine that just types in messages for us every once in a while. I believe it's every 10 minutes they type in a message, and every 5 for the welcome message. And speaking of welcome message here, definitely thanks for tuning in here tonight, whether you're on the Facebook side of things or on the YouTube side of things. If you are new here tonight, definitely hit that subscribe button and the like button here. As also, if you check down below chat, we have a new feature. You can type a super chat, and if you'd like to donate, or you can become a member here, a sponsor kinda, but we'll get to that later. Green flag is back in the air, as well as we always have our regular donation link if you choose to do that. Again, not mandatory, but definitely appreciated. Mikey Neal trying to run down. He's got those fresh tires now. But 1, 2, and 3 kind of spread out here, not too far here. So we're on lap 81 of 80, so we're closing in on that 100 lap mark pretty quick here. We'll watch those top 3, but we're going to go back here a little bit. Dan Butler right now has his hands full with the 37 of Cole Day, and he is actually going to get heaven there, as it looks like the 47 of Trevor Graffam, who is 1 lap down, is going to battle here with the 21 of Dan Butler on the outside, trying to get up there and get his lap back. Again, if I'm the 21 of Dan Butler, he knows he's a lap down. You definitely don't want to fight him too hard, but you don't want to let him get too far ahead of you either, because that could be someone later on you have to deal with. So you're kind of torn as to what you want to do there, but definitely a very good battle going on, whether it's for a position or not. Someone we haven't talked a whole lot about, that is Justin Spear in the 77. He's 2 laps down. Oh, as the 87 goes around, let's go back and take a look and see what happened to the 87, as we'll find him here. Sorry, that was the 78 of Scotty Zerk. Let's go back and take a look. Reading his numbers backwards, it was the 78, not the 87. And we'll see what happened here. Let's go up to the blimp camera. Did the 37 play a factor? Oh, they make contact there. I don't think the 37 could have gone up much further, but I'm not saying the 78 went up either. And the 45 trying to squeeze through there and makes contact, had nowhere to go, as that will bring out the caution once again as we go back to live here. And I don't think we're going to see anybody come down pit road. I could be wrong, though. We could see these guys come down pit road and get some fresh tires. But 9 laps on this stint when they were going upwards of 40 and 50. I don't see them coming in. However, we just don't know. If your leader comes in, will the rest of the field come in? That is going to be a good question, as nobody's coming down pit road so far, at least not in your top 10. As we are under caution here once again. So while we're under caution, we are going to step away for a quick break real fast, and we will be right back here as we go racing one more time. All right, lights are off on the pace car, and yeah, there is a lot of cars out here with damage. I don't think we have a single car out here that does not have some sort of damage, whether it's the front, the back, the sides. The only panels on this car that are clean are going to be the roof, and unless you're the 39 of Roger Muth early in the race going upside down. He's back out on the track, though. as we are going to get this thing going one more time. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here on lap 89 now, 90 of 180, and that should put us at the halfway point. We'll pull it up. It is indeed next time by will be the official halfway home point, as we have completed half of this race, 27 laps under caution. That last stint did us good as we went a long ways. There it is. We have 90 laps to go. We are halfway home, and we got some really good battling going on throughout this field, as we got a lot more guys on the lead lap now. Brandon Jones still trying to get his lap back. He is currently the first one a lap down, back in 9th place. And here is the battle for the lead. Not a whole lot of battling going on at the moment, as we are watching these guys. They're kind of going single file now. I didn't expect to see that. I figured they'd battle a little bit more, but I think some of these guys really just want to keep a clean car at this point, as a lot of beating and banging will destroy these cars and kill your chances of possibly getting back to the front. We'll see. We're going to go back a little bit here. You do have the 37 of Cole Day, who again received one of those EOLs at the beginning of this race. He's side by side with the 91 of Jim Locking, battling for 4th position right now, seeing if he can get up there, if either one of them can, to the 38 of Cody Levitt, as they're still side by side. But the 37 has a bit of an advantage. You'll see he's going to take it to the inside. He will slide up and take 4th position from Jim Locking. Dan Butler sitting back there waiting to make his move in 6th place. We'll see if he can do so here for tonight's race. Trevor Graffam sitting in 7th place. Tony Rice 8th, and it looks like we got a lot of battling going on back here for about 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in there. Just to update real quick as we go back to our leaders that are just battling really hard. At the halfway point, the only drivers that are out of this race is currently Matthew Ellis in 14th. Justin Starr back out on the track. He will eventually pass Matthew Ellis. John Van Verellis in 16th out of the race, and Spencer Tart out of the race in 17th. Everyone else is out on the track right now that is here in the track. We'll see how this goes. Jameer Muhammad has led quite a few laps already. He has now led 86 laps. Hoffman has led 8. Levitt has led 2, and Day has led 1. Nobody else has led here tonight. But again, anybody that knows racing knows it doesn't matter how many you lead or what lap you lead, as long as you lead one, and it has to be that last lap. That is all that matters, unless you're going for those most laps led bonus point. Then in that case, leading most laps does count. That being said, we're coming up on the 100 lap mark, as Jameer Muhammad will start lap 100, or is on lap 100 now. So coming by here, he's led 88 laps. Again, if he can get to 91 laps led, he will secure the most laps led. I think he'll probably do it unless something happens, as here he comes right there. He is on lap 101, 80 laps to go. That's all that remains here in the race of 180 on today's race on the books. As we are told, again, just wrapping this race up very quickly here. Nothing less. I expected it to go very quickly, and now that we've had our few cautions, these guys are starting to get spread out, and they're not as close together. Thus, we're not seeing the cautions right now, but it looks like Cole Day in the 37 is trying to run down the 38 of Cody Levitt. Will he be able to catch him? We'll see. Time will tell. Going a little further back here, got another battle going on between Jim Locking and Dan Butler, as well as the 77, but he is also 2 laps down. So little bitty battles going on throughout all over this track right now, but nothing huge going on. Not a multi-car battle, but a couple of little battles going on. Let's take a look here as we're watching that battle. Mikey Neal now 0.466 seconds off, now 0.399. So he's reeling in the leader of Jameer Muhammad very slowly, but he is reeling him in. We'll see at the line what it's going to be. It is still 0.399, trying to run him down. But again, these tires are starting to get to the point where they just don't have the speed and possibly the grip that they had early. So this point on, if we get a caution coming out, I have a feeling everyone will come down pit road and get some fresh tires. But there you see .266 Mikey Neal back to the back bumper of Jamir Muhammad. Will he be able to get by him? I think he's got the speed, but so does Jamir. These two have battled all season long in this series already. So we just got started, and they have also battled all season in the Xfinity and the truck. They have been very dominant as Mikey Neal came to win, and so did the 14 of Jamir Muhammad. And they are actually catching the 99 of Justin Starr, so lap cars coming into play here, or at least a lap car. So we'll see here. I'm pretty sure Justin Starr 46 lap down won't play too much of a factor into this. But this track is awfully skinny, and you've got to pick where to go, as Justin's going to take it to the high side and possibly let these guys by. We'll see. He is going up high, so he is going to let the leaders by. He's not going to play a factor in it. As they do get by him, he'll tuck in behind them. And back to the battle for the lead we go here with less than 80 laps remaining in this race. 2 laps to go. We will have 70 laps to go here left in the race. Again, we warned you it would go quick, and that's exactly what it's doing right now. All right, we will do our best there to not let anything happen, as we're going to go back here a little bit well, and maybe we're not. We're going to see Mikey Neal take it to the high side. We're going to go back a few. Mikey Neal making his move on the outside. Will he make it stick? I think he's going to. He is taking it to the outside lane, and Mikey Neal will lead the lap, pushing the 14 down where he didn't want to be on that inside lane, and Mikey Neal is your new leader in this race on lap 112 of 180. As again, Mikey Neal bringing it to the start, or the front of this race. Will he be able to hang on to it? As we'll go back to your top 3. He's definitely worked it. He earned that battle right there as he took it to the outside lane. That is almost unheard of here, but he needed to do something. He tried repeatedly over and over to get it on the inside. It looks like Jamir Muhammad was just going to stop every move he made. So Mikey said, I'm done with this. We're taking it to the outside. Passed him on the outside on the start-finish line for the lead, and has checked out from the 14 of Jamir Muhammad. He definitely has a fast car here in tonight's race, as he now has a .799, .916 second lead. So whether they both have the same tires, they both have 38 laps on those tires. Mikey Neal .1 faster right now around this track on that last lap. As we'll see, Mikey's running 18.106 to an 18.249. So Mikey Neal definitely a rocket ship out there. He does not want to see a caution. They will make it on fuel if they do not see a caution come out. If they do, they'll still make it on fuel, but that will bunch this field back up. So Mikey Neal got the lead and does not want to see a caution come out right now. Jamir Muhammad has fallen back a little bit. Cole Day has made the pass over Cody Levitt to take third place. And then it is Cody Levitt trying to run him down here on lap 117 of 180 on the books. Again, if you just missed it, Mikey Neal just took the lead. He has now led 7 laps here in tonight's race, going on his 8th lap led. Good news for Jamir Muhammad, as he led 99 laps. He has officially led the most laps here for tonight's race. Will he lead any more? That will be determined if we get a caution, or if Mikey Neal slips up or makes a mistake. That, I think, will be one of the few ways that he will get this lead back, as Mikey Neal just took off. And he is fast, and Mikey Neal spinning it around as we say it, and Jamir Muhammad gets into him. Caution is out on the straightaway. That is not good for Mikey. I'm sure he's extremely upset. Let's go back and take a look. We knew Mikey Neal had talked about turn 4 being a problem for him. As he comes out of turn 4, we're going to watch and see what happened. Leading the race, comes out of turn 4, gets it loose, tries to save it, and then Jamir Muhammad right into his back door panel. the bad news for Jameer Muhammad is that was the front of his car to the back of Mikey Neal's. His caution number 7 comes out here tonight on lap 121. I do think everybody's going to come down and get tires as we go back up to live, and as I figured everybody is right now. Jameer Muhammad is your race leader. We'll see. We're going to watch those front 2 here and see if they make any mistakes on pit road, but such a bad deal for Mikey Neal. He has been running so good here all night long, and then finally gets the lead and gets it loose coming out of turn 4, spins it sideways, and then for second place, Jameer Muhammad gets right into his back panel trying to avoid him. As we'll see Mikey Neal still on pit road here, but he comes off and he's going to come out in 5th place now, but Brian Jones did not come down pit road. It looks like he's going to ride the bottom. We'll see as Jameer Muhammad is going to be your race leader, so Brian Jones coming down pit road. That will change things up a lot here. It's going to be Jameer Muhammad, your race leader, once again, followed by Cole Day, Cody Levitt, and Mikey Neal. Let's go back. Let's see if we can get a good shot of the damage. It looks fairly minimal there, as hard as that hit was. We heard it from here. Go up to Jameer Muhammad and see that damage to him, and he has got a ton of damage to the front of that car. I have a feeling Jameer Muhammad may have got the worst end of that deal. We do not have Jameer in here to talk to him here. So let's see if we can talk to somebody. We already talked to Mikey here, but let's pull him up again and get his thoughts on there. As I don't think the pace car's off, so let's pull him up real quick. Mikey Neal, you got a copy one more time.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, we heard from you earlier, turn 4 was a problem for you here. You finally got the lead and then spun it around. So you're sitting good, I think, here. The good news for you is even though Jameer got you, he got you in the back. So how is the car handling now, even though we haven't really been up to speed? I think Jameer may have got the worst end of that deal.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. To be honest, I was really, really aggressive behind him. I thought I was going to be fine, so I was like, all right, I'm going to start calming it down. That was like the second lap. I tried to go conservative, and I spun. So I guess I just got to keep going aggressive. But,
all right.
I think I'll be okay. So see you guys.
All right, well, we'll talk to you in a bit. We're going to get him back down to his race channel there. That was the 8 of Mikey Neal. Lights are off on the pace car, so we don't want to keep him any longer. As we'll see, green flag back in the air here on lap 125 of 180. And we are racing once again. Mikey Neal already up to 3rd place. He's going to drop to, or go to 2nd there, as he is battling extremely hard. He's got to get up there. I think he may have a good shot here. That was unfortunate for the 14 of Jameer Muhammad. That damage is definitely slowing him down now as Mikey Neal gets by him very quickly, taking the lead back once again. That damage to the front, you can see just how messed up that front splitter is, and that is going to cost him a lot of downforce, as that car is just not going to turn the way it was. But we want to go back here to these guys who are putting on a heck of a battle back here. Trevor Graffam back on the lead lap once again, as you see the 38, the 37, and the 47. That is Cody Levitt, Cole Day, and Trevor Graffam battling for 3rd position. As we'll see how this one does play out, is who will get 3rd. We are in the closing laps of this race. Not very many remaining, considering we're doing about 4 laps a minute. Mikey Neal, after that, gains the lead, spins it out, comes down, gets hit by a 2nd place, Jameer Muhammad, and then comes right back to take the lead here right after the restart. I don't even think anyone led a lap except for under caution. So a very good job for Mikey Neal to recover from that, but you heard it from him. Took it easy. That's when he spun out. When he's driving hard, he didn't spin out. So definitely I think he needs to push it to the limits here as Mikey Neal up and down night as the caution comes back out. And we're going to go, and I think the 63 of Charles Hoffman was involved. Let's look. We'll see what happened here to the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Gets it onto the apron, gets it around, and all by himself just spins it out, gets into the inside wall. That will bring out the caution once again here for the 8th time with 49 laps to go. So we'll go back to live. Mikey Neal out front. Again, 10 laps on the stint. I don't think anybody is coming down pit road. They are going to stay out and just run this one out. So again, we do have a little bit of a break. We are going to step away and get hydrated. We'll be right back when those lights go out to go racing one more time. All right, real quick here, while we actually have a break, we almost forgot about this. We were saying earlier, if you are new here tonight, definitely hit that thumbs up button, whether you're on the YouTube or Facebook side of things. Let us know you like the race. I know we've had a few cautions, but some really good racing in between there. Definitely like the page if you're on the Facebook side of things, and subscribe if you're on the YouTube side of things. And we also, again, to mention, we have new features here. We do have the old-fashioned donation way if you choose to do that through the link to PayPal, as well as new Super Chat that you can donate that way and leave us a message in there that we'll make sure to read, as well as you can now be a member of the VRN channel, member / kind of a sponsor with a $4.99 monthly deal, where you will get special emojis, a special badge to let people know you support us. So those are options. Again, none of it is mandatory. We're just glad to have our followers here watching. But if you choose to do, though, you can do any 3 of those options. So definitely, if you look into them, you can do so. But that being said, the lights are going off this time, so we are going racing this next time by. Mikey Neal has control of the field when we go green, and it's going to be the 14 of Jamir Muhammad is on his inside. I think Mikey is safe here. He chose that outside, as obviously he got by the 14 on the outside the first time, so he has opted to take the outside here for the restart, and he is going to do a really good job out there. That is where he wants to be. We'll see. Pace car diving off. Green flag back in the air. We're racing here on lap 137 of 180. We are closing in on the 20 to go mark here, or 40 to go, sorry, here very shortly. As subtracting some laps from this race, but Mikey Neal getting a huge jump. That's exactly what he needed. And Cold Day gets by the 14 of Jamir Muhammad to take second on the restart. So Cold Day making something happen on the outside. So if we have learned nothing here, is that the outside definitely has the momentum. The inside just doesn't have the grip. It's very slick, especially in turn 4, as Jamir Muhammad takes it just barely above where it's slick at. And we got some cars slowing down here. Is this going to be the 77 of Justin Spear? He'll get it back up to a speed once again. We'll see as Justin Starr back on the track as well. Cold Day still up there. And we got a little bit of a battle starting to brew here for about 4th place. Really even 3rd place, as Jamir Muhammad is in trouble from Cody Levitt here. And so Jamir Muhammad definitely, I think, if we could talk to him, which we don't have a line of communication, I think the older these tires get, he is just not being able to run on them as smooth as he could for as Mikey Neal can, which is very surprising because when you talk about Jamir Muhammad being able to conserve tires and be fast is something he is known for here in this series, in this league. So very surprising to see that he is falling back here. Cody Levitt trying to get by him, just falling off a little bit. Trevor Graffam just about scraped the wall. Going back behind them here, you got a little battle going on for 6th between Jim Locking, Dan Butler, and Brian Jones. That is currently for 6th position, as Brian Jones has made his way back to the lead lap, and so has Tony Rice in that 64 machine. Justin Spear, the first one, a lap down right now in that 77 machine. Mikey Neal, though, out front here as he's going to start lap 144 of 180. Bring that up right there. 37 laps to go. We talked about how quick it would go. We've only been live for less than an hour and a half, and of course 10 minutes of that was your pre-race show. So an hour and 14 minutes is all we've been here racing. So again, for us it's very short. For these guys, I can promise you it seems like an eternity, especially for someone like Mikey Neal after the ups and downs he's had here today. Jamir Muhammad getting ever closer and closer to his back bumper is the 38 of Cody Levitt as he is running him down. Trevor Graffin for the first time being in the top 5, but with that damage I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. But we're going to take a look here. Go to the 14-inch Jamir Muhammad, who's in third place right now, but you can see that damage to the front of the car. That is what's causing him to go back right now. I think, even with that, he's usually pretty quick. He's still hanging in the third place, so still a solid finish for him. But that damage definitely hindering him here. But even before he got that damage, it's the 38 going around to Cody Levitt. He brings it to a stop on the front stretch. Caution is out once again. Pretty self-explanatory. It's self-spin, so we're not going to go back and watch that as the caution is out once again. So we're actually going to step away to a quick commercial break. We will be right back here in just a few moments. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights are still on the pace car. They should be going out this time, as this could get very, very interesting here. We already know tires start to wear and you lose a little bit of grip here and a little bit of speed. So right now, as it stands, Cole Day, as your leader right now, did not come down pit road. Neither did Jamir Muhammad, Trevor Graffam, Brian Jones, Jim Locking, Dan Butler, Mikey Neal in 7th place, the first car to take tires on that stop, as well as Cody Levitt and Tony Rice. Everyone else behind them did not take tires as well. So tires, I think, are going to be the key here. I think Mikey Neal made the right call, as well as Cody Levitt and Tony Rice. I think those could be our top 3 here tonight. If they can get by, I think they have enough time to do it. As we'll pull up that caution chart here, we have 28, going to be 27 laps to go here at the line when they take the green. 27 laps, plenty of time to get to the front, as long as we don't see too many cautions come in between there. Mikey Neal will be on the inside. That is the one downside to him being out taking those tires. But I definitely, with 32 laps on Cole Day tires, he is a sitting duck up there. He may get a good start, and that he does indeed right there. But here's back where we're going to be watching is this group right in here. Assuming nothing, they can stay out of trouble back here and nothing comes their way, I think they really have a good shot here to hang in there. As Mikey Neal, oh, contact between him and Jim Locking in the 91. That is going to cost him a little damage, but not enough, I don't think, to slow him down as he gets off of him very quickly here, as he's going to take it to the outside, see if he can get by the 91. The 91 hanging in there, but not enough. Them old tires are not going to be a match for those fresh Goodyears on there. As right there, he blows by him like he's sitting still. Now he's got to get by the 38, but the 38 of Cody Levitt does have fresh tires as well. If I were them, I'd work together a little bit, try to punch my way through this field as they're trying to get by Dan Butler, and they're going to do so on the outside. And once again, that outside being where you have to be to make something happen, as he is doing a fantastic job of doing so. And they're going to get by 10 Butler here to take right now 5th and 6th position away. Next set in their sights is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones, who is sitting in 4th place. Then it will be Jameer Muhammad. Again, those old tires I don't think are going to last very long. They are definitely losing speed here as we're looking at their times. For Cody Levitt, who's in 5th place right now, 18-0 on that last lap, compared to 18-2s for these guys in front. They have been able to cool down, so they're getting a little bit better, but I really think those older tires are going to play a factor in it. I think the ones with the fresh tires are going to be able, if they can get by. That's the question. You've got to get by these guys quickly here, otherwise your tires are going to be bad. And there goes the 38 of Cody Levitt spinning it around. He saves it. No caution comes out. Checking with Mikey Neal, who may have got some damage from that. That may have been earlier. I didn't see him get into him, but definitely he did do a good job of saving it here for the 38. What a job here. Now Mikey Neal is by him, as he's going to lose a few spots, but now he's got to get by Brian Jones and Jameer Muhammad, as well as Trevor Graffam and Cole Day. I think he may need a caution here with 19 laps to go to punch this field back up once again. We'll see. Cole Day has only led 14 laps here tonight, so he hasn't led too many, and some of those were under caution, but he's out front right now. That rear end damage not doing him any harm right now. We'll see, though. Trevor Graffam has even more damage, as Trevor Graffam almost going to get into the outside wall. Jameer Muhammad has a ton of damage as well. Mikey Neal going to take it to the inside, and he is going to get by the 45 of Brian Jones. Now he's got his eyes set on the 14 of Jameer Muhammad. Again, out of this group here, I really think the 8 of Mikey Neal has the least amount of damage. That very well could play a factor in tonight's race. So he is definitely working his way to the front. Jameer Muhammad trying to hold him off, but not going to happen. Those new tires are going to be king here. You're talking about 15 laps as contact made between the 14 of Jameer Muhammad and the 8 of Mikey Neal, as he will get by him. He's definitely faster on the newer tires, and he had to make that fact known, as he will get by him there after a little rubbing. But rubbing is racing, ladies and gentlemen. And he does it. Mikey Neal going around once again, and that will bring out the caution. Mikey Neal falling all the way back to 9th place. Once again, getting up to the front and then spinning around, as he was definitely driving as hard as he could to get back to the front. Now he's back in 10th place here, as we won't go back and look at that. We were just there. It was a self-spin. That is very unfortunate for Mikey Neal, as he is going to be scored on the lead lap, but all the way back in 10th position. Cole Day is your race leader here with 14 laps to go. We will go racing again, so we're going to step away here to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
believe he flows. I just care now. I can't believe he flows. Care now. I can't believe he flows. I just care now. I can't believe, yeah.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we got 10 laps to go. Going to be 9 to go at the line, and we just now pulled up the chat here for Facebook. Hadn't had it open here a little bit, and definitely sorry for the delay, Mike Rigney. Doing good here tonight, as it has been a great race so far. We're glad to be here for this series, as it has been a very fun race and very fun series all together. But there it is, a green flag back in the air once again. We are racing here, and this should possibly do it here. We will see, as right now it is the 37 that is out front of Cole Day, followed by Trevor Graffam, Brian Jones, Jameer Muhammad the fourth, Mikey Neal sitting in 8th place, trying to work his way back through this field. He's having to get by the 91 of Jim Locking. Once again, he was by him before, and now he has to get back by him, and he will clear him on the outside. Now he's got his eyes set on Dan Butler, trying to get by him and see what he can do, try to get back to that top position. Just right now having to fight for everything he's getting, and he's doing a good job. Speaking of a good job, 37 of Cole Day leading this race. He has now led 26 laps. Again, this would be his first win here in the series if he was able to pull it off. Trevor Graffam sitting in 2nd place, and Brian Jones sitting in 3rd place right now. We'll see how it all plays out. Trevor Graffam almost getting into the outside wall there. Caution is out once again. We will go racing again, and it is going to be Mikey Neal, but Dan Butler involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look. That will unfortunately do it for Mikey Neal too, as he has put it behind the wall, going to the inside and just gets it loose coming out of the corner and whips it around. The 21 to Dan Butler getting a piece of the action, both of them going around. And again, that will do it here for the 8, as he has parked it behind the wall. Definitely a disappointing finish here for Mikey Neal, who led 31 laps in this race with 4 laps to go. We should have a green-white checkered here. At least a 2-lap shootout, as we had 6 to go when the caution came out. So we should go racing one more time before this race comes to an end. We'll see here. Will we go racing? I do believe so. Again, 6 laps is usually right on the borderline. 5 to go, and we know we won't. But with 6 laps to go, we should have at least a 1 or 2 lap shootout to end this race. Alright, so it is 3 laps to go. The lights have to go out this time if we're to go racing again, and they are not off here with the 3 laps to go. Oh, again, I was mistaken. 2 laps ago. If the lights, there it is, 2 laps ago. A little delay. I thought we were right. So we'll see. Will the lights go off? I think that is actually going to end the race here. Next time would be 1 to go. So we'll see if the lights are going to go off and we go racing, but I don't think we're going to at this point. All right there. Lights are not going off. We are not going racing again. That will end the race here, folks, as it is now 1 lap to go. It's taking a minute. There it is, final lap. As here it is. We are not going to. We are on the replay, no wonder. But we are not going racing again. That is your 1 to go, presented by Northwest Racing Series. This race is not going live again. That is unfortunate. But it is going to be Cole Day getting his first win here in this series in that number 37 machine. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him. I'm not sure if he's here or not. But coming to the line here with the checkered flags waving right at the line there, your race winner here tonight is going to be the 37 of Cole Day. Before we get to your unofficial race results, or your post-race show, we got to go through your unofficial race results here for tonight, of course. Coming away with the win is going to be the 37 of Cole Day. In second place is going to be the 47 of Trevor Graffam. Third place will be the 45 of Brian Jones. Fourth place will be the 14 of Jameer Muhammad. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be the 38 of Cody Levitt. In sixth place is going to be Justin Spear. Seventh place, Tony Rice. Eighth place, Dan Butler. Ninth place, Scotty Zirk. 10th place, Jim Locking. 11th place, Mikey Neal. 12th place, Charles Hoffman. 13th, Roger Muth. 14th, Justin Starr. 15th will go to Matthew Ellis. 16th will go to John Van Varelis. And 17th will go to Spencer Tart. That will do it here for your unofficial race results. We will be right back here in just a few moments with your post-race show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show presented by Randy's Wraps. And we have our 2 of our top 3 here. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to talk to our winner here, the 37 of Cole Day. But again, congrats to him on the win. Finishing in third place here tonight, that is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones. You started 15th after an EOL from last week's race. You finished third, a gain of 12 spots. So first off, congrats on the third place finish. And we had quite a few cautions here. What was it like fighting your way through this field?
Just to pass anybody, especially when they're all on fresh tires and the damage is the same for everybody. It's tough getting past people. I mean, at one point I was 2 laps down, and I thought there's no way I was going to be able to get back on the lead lap after, a long green flag run. I was thinking maybe there wouldn't be any more cautions, but the cautions played out in my favor, and I was able to get back on the lead lap and get in 3rd place.
And we definitely saw a string of cautions. Then we saw a string of green flag runs, and then a few more cautions again. So kind of an up and down night as far as cautions and green flag run. It was just all over the place. This may have been a very short track, but it felt like a really big roller coaster is the way it was running. Again, just crazy how everything went down here, especially we were watching up for the front, who has been up there, who fell back, who came up later in the race. Just an outstanding race for everyone involved here. But again, we don't want to keep you here too long. We know you got some sponsors and shout-outs. So who would those be for that 3rd place finish here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Jalopnik.com as well as Global Building Contractors, Leo's Coney Island, and Iracing Drivers World.
All right. Well, again, congrats on 3rd place here tonight. Again, we don't have a winner, but we do have 2nd place, and that is the 47 of Trevor Graffam. So first off, you finished 2nd. Congrats on that. Same deal. You started in 10th. So just a few spots ahead of Brian here for the start, and made your way up to 2nd, so a gain of 8 spots. So we didn't get to talk to you during the race, but what was this track like? I know we heard it was slick, depending on where you were on the track. So how was it for you? Was it slick? Did it have some grip? And just how was this overall for you tonight?
Yeah, the track was slick. I got in a couple early wrecks and 2 laps down, and I thought I was done. But that long run really helped me. I was able to save enough tires and made a lot of way on the track. And the middle groove was kind of where I found my sweet spot, because I could just outbrake every other driver, I thought.
Well, we definitely saw you battling there while you were multiple laps down. It definitely, it was great to see it didn't slow you down at all. That car was seemed pretty quick here tonight, as well as Brian. So even though you were laps down, you were fighting for every position. And definitely, some drivers may have given up. Neither one of you did here tonight. And you both finished in the top 3. So it definitely goes to show that perseverance is definitely a huge key in racing. As you go, both of you, from 2 laps down to in the top 3 here for an interview. Just shy of the win here in 2nd place. .681 separated you. If we'd had one more caution there to bunch the field back up, or if we'd had maybe an extra 10 laps, you think you could have run down Cole Day here tonight?
Yeah, I thought I could have caught him with probably 10 to 15 more laps, because I felt my car getting better. It just, on the short runs, it was junk.
Oh, definitely. That's kind of what we were seeing there. It seemed like these cars were the tires were somewhat good on the first maybe 10 laps. Then they fell off to nothing, and then it's like they had a second life, and they came back there towards the end for some people. So definitely would have been interesting to see had maybe at least had this race finish under green, or we'd had maybe 10 or so more laps on there. But that is all, speculation. We wish it would have happened, but it didn't happen that way. That being said here, same thing. You got any sponsors on that car, or anyone you just want to give a shout out to out there watching?
No, I just want to thank RACECORE and Leo's Coney Island and the Global Building Contractors and Iracing Drivers World for helping us do this every week, and it's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, that being said here, we have to thank all the sponsors on board here for the 2018 season, and here for the drive for the race as well. Of course, got to thank a big shout out to Iracing Drivers World. They are the presenting sponsor here for tonight's race and this series. So if you are an iRacer, head on over to Iracing Drivers World. Join that group. You can post comments, concerns, questions, pictures, videos, whatever it happens to be. You can post it all over there and get feedback from other iRacers. And, of course, two general sponsors here for this series is Leo's Coney Island out of Rochester Hills and Global Building Contractors. And on the broadcast side of things, we want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors for coming on board here. Those include Walls Beard Co., Beard Balm, Sims Speed Shop, Northwest Racing Series, Ohio IndyCar League, iBog, and, of course, Randy's Wraps. And that will do it here as we're going to wrap tonight's race up. We thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast as we come back to start the week here tomorrow night for our Monday series. That is, of course, the Northwest Xfinity Series at 10:30 Central Time. That is PM, of course. So stay tuned for that. It is our late night broadcast, and it should be a good one as they start to ramp things up for Season 2 here in 2018. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you there.